Okay, so this is our composition book that we used for entrepreneurship. This first page here was their vision page, so they did a vision about what they wanted their business to eventually be. Then we did a half book here explaining the class. We next did a folded book, and this was their definitions for that particular chapter, for what profit was, bankruptcy, revenue. We moved on to a large question and answer book where they had to answer some questions, do some pictures. This was their large vocab book, so they had to pick 5 jobs, and then at the end they had to choose which job they wanted with a picture underneath. This next one was a 3/4 book, and this was the business that they decided to pick with pictures. The next was a pocket book, and these were all the characteristics that they felt that they brought to a business. Next was their business plan, and I had them define each of the different parts of a business plan, the definition of each. This is just where we did some Excel. We did a worksheet in Excel based on the monthly expenses of what is going on in the world today. This one was an assessment book that we did the pyramid pattern, where they took an assessment and then they had to write their scores and put a picture in underneath. Then we moved on to a layered book of success, so they had to define the meanings of, or what their definitions of success were. The next one was an accordion fold, and this was the kind of business that they chose, if it was retail, manufacturing, or service. They had to explain. This was their values, a large vocab book again, and describing what each value that was most important to their business and what it meant to them. This was the current events. This was the day after Osama bin Laden was assassinated, and so I had them find a current event and then tell me about this current event and why it was important to business and our economy, and explain that under each article. This was their logo they made on Microsoft Publisher, and this was their inside out shutter fold, where they did explain the outside of their business, and then they explained what the inside of their business is going to look like. This was their mission statement and some points we touched on. Being a legal eagle, this was the next chapter about government and how government affects business, and so this was our pyramid that folded up, and they explained the 3 laws of government for business. Then this was their legal structure. They had to go through what a legal structure was and give an example with a picture, and advantages and disadvantages, and then what trademarks, copyrights, patents, and secret trades were. Here's where they did types of contracts, what good faith, lease, UCC, and the statute of frauds meant, and then explained each underneath. We used the sticky notes to do the 4 most important things to know about your customer, and they got to draw pictures on that one. And then the last part we did marketing, and explained what marketing was, and I had them do what a trade association meant, and find a website, and then under the website they did more kind of a collage picture with anchor tabs. And then magazines and periodicals that directly affected their business, and then another layered book of the trends that their businesses were going to follow. And then lastly we did the trifold Venn, where they told me the difference between direct competition and indirect competition, and then they had to explain who their competitors were for their up-and-coming business. And then more about competition, explaining what their customers do better than they do, what they like to do with their business as far as in comparison to their customers or their competitors. And then the last one is, we're not quite finished, but we're designing our website, so we're breaking our website down by using another layered book. So that was my experience with foldables in my entrepreneurship class.